Hi, my name is Michael Johnson. I'm a ballroom dance professional, a life coach, and a peak performance expert. I'm part of a group of motivated people who are dedicated to attaining emotional mastery and unlocking our full potential. We don't believe others are responsible for how we feel. In fact, we don't believe anyone can make us feel anything. We believe in the magic of ballroom dance. It has taught us how to improve our bodies, challenge our minds, and inspire our souls. And in return, I want to share those lessons with the world. We are lifers, and this is Magic for Life. What's up, everybody? Michael Johnson here, and welcome to the first episode of Magic for Life. We are so excited to be bringing you this episode. I've been working on this for quite some time and trying to put together some really great content for you guys and give you something that can really help you in your life. And the reason we call it Magic for Life is, it's kind of multiple reasons, actually. Magic, the name Magic, as you can see, is spelled with a J. And it's a name that I've used for my companies for a number of years. And it's always been a name that stuck with me. I'll tell you a funny quick story, though. It started off with me when I used to play basketball in high school, and my initials were MAJ. And so because my last name is Johnson, all the other team members on the basketball team would see my initials on my bag and kind of make fun of me and go, "Hey, are you Michael, or are you Magic Johnson?" And it was just kind of a silly thing, but it kind of stuck. And so we kind of played off of that for a number of years. But anyway, so that was kind of the initial origins of it. I want to tell you a little bit about myself just to kind of get you going and let you know about the podcast and kind of where this is all going to go over the course of time. I am a professional ballroom dancer. I'm actually now into the coaching and judging years of my career. And I started dancing when I was about 5 years old. And my mother really was the one that actually got started. And so she took me along with her to some dance classes. And it was great fun. You know, I just used to go and play with my toys when I was little. And all the older kids would jump in and teach me how to dance. And so by the time I was 10, I was already dancing all the dances. By the time I was 13, 14, my mother had me start teaching all of the beginning classes because the college kids didn't really care who they were learning from if they didn't know anything. And so my mother would be my TA and I'd get to teach the class. So it was a lot of fun. So I've been teaching for a long time, and I've been in the business of helping people improve their lives for ages. And a lot of people forget that dance has such a long and far reach. It's not just about the figures and it's not just about the steps, but it's about so much more. And there's so much more as we have come accustomed to know as ballroom dancers. There's so much more to dance than meets the eye. I mean, obviously the proficiency and the athleticism, the artistry that goes into an actual dance and learning the dance, but the life lessons that come from dance are so invaluable. As many athletes will tell you, the things that we learn from our sport and from what we do are life-changing, and they're all life lessons. Along the way, I've competed as an amateur dancer competitively. I did amateur 10 dance and had a lot of great success along the way. I went on to dance professionally for about 10 years, and I was privileged to dance with my wife. And we had a great career. We were U.S. 10 dance finalists, and we frequently were in the final for Rising Star Latin and Standard. Now, for many of you that aren't dancers, that just basically means that we did two different styles. A lot of the other couples would just stick and specialize to one. We actually took on all 10 dances and really pushed ourselves hard to be able to be proficient in multiple styles. It was a lot of fun. And during my pro years, I realized that, I had my college degree and it was great, but I never intended to use it, as so many kids that go to college never intend to use their actual degree. But I did want to continue learning thanks to some really amazing mentors. And if you're out there listening to this, Diane and Fran and some of my really great mentors that really led me to be curious and led me to really want to improve my life and be a better person, be curious and be educated. I remember leaving college after I had got the piece of paper in my hand and, the degree was done. I remember thinking really clearly, I will never read another book again. That was, I'm done with that stuff. And sure enough, my mentors got a hold of me during that next phase of time and reminded me how to be curious and how to get excited about learning and improving my life. And they were really integral to changing my world and changing the way that I perceived life to be and how life was going to be moving forward. So as I continued with my dance career, we got to the natural point where it was time for us to retire from competition and move solely into our teaching and coaching days. And ever since then, I've just been massively involved in learning and realizing that ballroom dance was so much more than just the steps and so much more than just teaching somebody how to do cha-cha or a waltz. I was actually changing people's lives. And so I thought, gosh, I need to be able to get proficient at how the mind works and how we work as humans to achieve the goals that are most important to us. So I really spent a large amount of time getting certified in neurolinguistic programming and life coaching. And so I spent a good portion of time while I was competing ballroom professionally, getting that education and getting proficient at being able to help people take their lives to the next level. Ever since then, I've been coaching and teaching, and since we retired, I've been privileged to take on a number of very talented athletes and dancers that are really trying to take their game to the next level. But more so than that, really I've been on a quest to help add so much value to people's lives that they're inspired to make positive changes and become better people. And it is such a mission for me to be able to change people's lives and really help them do something that's really positive and really change their life for the better. I want to digress just a little bit and talk a little bit about a quick story that happened to me. And it's so important. The two mentors that I mentioned before really made such a big impact on my life. And I remember two things. One, when I first met Diane, she was so curious about so many things, and it was such a fascinating thing to me because I love dance, and that was really where my heart was. But when I first met her, she was getting a degree in geology, and she was a well-versed businesswoman. She had done a lot of things in her life, but she was doing this, and I asked her, well, why are you getting a degree in geology? You're studying rocks. And she goes, well, because I like it. And I thought, gosh, what? Because you like it? And that was just so foreign to me. And I said, well, how much do you have to get done? And she says, oh, I think I have one more class, but I'm not sure if I'll finish it. And I said, well, wait, you have one more class and you'll have your master's degree. She goes, yeah. And she's like, but I don't know if I'll finish it. And I just couldn't grasp that. I thought, well, gosh, you went the whole way. Why would you not finish and get your last little bit? She goes, well, it doesn't really matter. I did it because I love it and because I wanted to learn about it. And that was some of the first moments that I started to realize that maybe my exiting college thoughts were not accurate and weren't on board for helping me grow and become better. The other part of this story was from a very special mentor to me, Fran Rogers, and she was my dance mentor. And she taught me about something very interesting in the ballroom world, and I didn't realize how pertinent it was to the rest of my life and the rest of my world and how much it was going to be an important thing as we moved along. And that was, she taught me the concept of what we in the ballroom, in our ballroom world at least, called lifers. And as we taught people that came in the door to learn how to ballroom dance, some people came for a wedding dance, some people came just to learn a specific dance, and some people came for all sorts of things, learning how to be social, learning how to just be able to dance so they could go out and socialize with people. And along the way, Fran taught me about these people that would come in and fall in love with dance, and they'd become lifers. And all of a sudden, they had to know everything about every dance. They had to be involved with all the events that we'd put on. But more so than that, they were trying to change their lives for the better. They were trying to become better people. And dance became their way of attaining it. It became their venue and their outlet to be able to become better at life. And so we called those people lifers. And cut to 20 years down the road, and it occurred to me that all of this, tribe that we had created through our dance studio and through the adventures that we've been on since then, and we've realized that what we're creating is lifers. We're creating people that not just love dance, and because sometimes it's not about that. Sometimes they love other things, and maybe dance is just a piece of the puzzle along the way. Some of our dancers go on to be lawyers and doctors and you name it in terms of professions, and they go out and do it. And some of them do actually go on to dance professionally. But what we realized is that what we really were responsible for teaching them was how to be a lifer. How to be so intent and so diligent at being curious and interested in learning and becoming better humans, becoming better people, figuring out what we could do not only to improve ourselves, but improve the quality of life for our immediate family and for those around us and for the people around the world. And becoming a lifer is so important. It's such a valuable concept because when you're a lifer, you're after improving the lives of those around you, not just yourself. And you're taking your life to the next level. So we decided to start calling us lifers. And how fun is that? So that's kind of what we go by. So every now and then you'll hear me say, hey, lifers, what are you up to out there? Tell me what's going on and give me an idea of what your thoughts are on this topic. And so hopefully if you're listening to this podcast, you're starting to figure out whether you're going to become a lifer, not just about improving yourself, but improving the quality of life for those around us as we move forward. And I really want to invite you to explore the concept and explore the idea and join us on this journey, this life journey to become better, to take our lives to the next level, and then to take the people's lives around us to the next level, and then take the people in the world's life to the next level. And I know that may seem crazy, but if you think about it, if you could just change one person's life tomorrow, maybe today, what if you could change 10 people's lives today or tomorrow? And even in the slightest, smallest way, what if it was just an inch worth of change and all of a sudden they were more curious about something you knew so readily and that you could change their life forever with? What if? What if you could do that? Wouldn't that make a great impact? Now, if you could do that with one person and they went and did it with one person, the snowball effect would be ridiculous. But if you did it with 10 people, if you could in your entire life just change 10 people's lives, what would happen then? And what if those 10 people changed 10 people? Now the snowball effect goes huge. It goes massive. And all of a sudden, within a few generations, we've changed the entire planet, not just a few people. So start small. Start with yourself. Start with figuring out who you are and what you're curious about and what you love. Now, you may love and you may find out that you like ballroom or ballroom dancing, and that's really where I've gotten my roots. But my love is people, and my love is to add so much value to people's lives that they are inspired to make positive changes and become better people. And so I hope along this journey with me in this podcast that I can share with you some of the life lessons that maybe ballroom has brought to me and various other experiences in life, and be able to share with you the gifts that have been shared with me. Because when my mentors changed my life, it wasn't necessarily stated, but it was implied that it was my turn. It was my turn to go out and change the lives of others because I could. Not because I had to or anything else, but because I could. And so I have a responsibility to be able to step up and change the lives of those people that I can touch. And so as you come to the end of this podcast, in this first episode, I want to kind of let you know just some of the fun topics and subjects. I mean, we're going to be covering all sorts of stuff, and we're just going to have a great time. I'll talk to you about some things that have to do with ballroom, so if you won't mind me using my metaphors from ballroom dance, I hope that's okay, because that really is such a big part of my life. So we'll be bringing in some of those metaphors. I'll be bringing in life lessons that I've learned. We'll be talking about books that have influenced my life and those people that are successful in the world. We'll be doing some great interviews with artists and dancers along the way. We've got all sorts of really wonderful episodes planned. In fact, hopefully you'll be able to go through and jump into some of the episodes that we've already been producing. We have a number of them that will be released almost immediately when this first comes live. So hopefully you can jump in and really participate and get used to sort of what we're all about. But this really is all about magic for life. It's about the magic in our life and a magic that we can produce and share with other people in their life. And so that's where the name Magic for Life came from. And so this podcast is all about magic for life. And so we hope that we can share that. I've got a great team of people helping me to produce this podcast. And so I get the privilege of being the voice and the privilege of being the one to hopefully give you that motivation and education that might help you to become that better person. We hope that we can do it justice, and we do believe that we can. We know that we can bring some great magic to your life and create some really amazing results together. So we hope you like it. We hope this has been informative, and I'm excited to share with you all the wonderful things that we have planned. We've got some really cool things going on, and as always, if you'd like to find out more about the Magic and the Magic for Life, other companies that are involved with what we do own an actual brick and mortar physical location where we do teach young people how to dance from about the ages of 8 all the way up into the college ranks, and we teach amateurs. We do work with professionals as well, and so we do have a physical business for our ballroom dance stuff, and a wonderful, beautiful location where we get to dance and really take our athleticism and our minds to the next level. But we do have other companies like Magic for Life, and we have a lot of other cool products that we have produced that are all in line with becoming that lifer that you so deserve to be. When you're committed to the learning and the education, when you're committed to taking your life to the next level, and when you're committed to taking the lives of the people that are most important to you and then sharing it with those people that maybe you haven't even met yet, you are indeed taking that step to being a lifer. Now, you don't have to be perfect to be a lifer, but you do know when you've become a lifer, when you've become somebody who really wants to take your life to the next level, then you know you're in the right place here at Magic for Life. And so we're so excited to share all of these fun moments and fun times. So make sure you tune in to the next episode, and we'll be trying to put these out pretty frequently. So keep up with us on a regular basis. And as usual, we're so thankful and grateful for all of our listeners out there, and we're so happy to be able to present this to you. But we'd love to hear your feedback, love to hear your comments. So if you're on iTunes, go down and like and subscribe. If you're in one of the other platforms like Stitcher or Spotify or wherever you're hearing this, please like it, subscribe to it, and get it on a regular basis so we know that we should continue to produce this awesome content. So let's get going, man. We are so excited. We're happy to have you on this journey, and we'll see you at the very next episode. And along the way, I'll tell you a little bit more about some of the fun, exciting things we have coming. So we'll see you in the next episode. Thanks for joining me today, and look forward to sharing this time with you. We'll take care. Bye-bye.
Are you loving Magic for Life? Please like and share our podcast on iTunes or wherever you listen to your podcasts.
Interested in learning to ballroom dance? Check out ballroomforlife.com/free for a free 3-day trial. You can learn to dance right in your own living room and change your life forever.